The AIDA formula explained of the Marketing for Owners podcast with me, John Butt, where I help you create a self-marketing company, a company that does its own marketing while you do the things you'd rather be doing. On a sunny day like today, you could be out in the garden, you could be down the beach, you could be doing anything, but you get to choose instead of having a slave over your desk and do things that you don't want to be doing. Now, AIDA, which is AIDA, attention, interest, desire, action. It has been at the forefront of successful selling processes for a long time. No idea where it came from, who first coined it. I'm sure you can look it up in Wikipedia, but it doesn't matter. It simply works. But people hear about it and forget about it and don't use it. If they did, they would be more successful. It is very simple. Now, this can apply to a sales letter. A sales letter would be a web page where you go some crazy headline, so it says, learn the 7 secrets of aging that makes a 95-year-old look like a 45-year-old, something like that. And it goes down at the end, it says, buy now, $10,000, money back guarantee, all that kind of stuff. That could be a sales page, but it could be something that's posted out to you. A sales page could be done by direct mail. It could be sent by email. However, it could be in a kind of brochure or something like that. It could be accompanying a form for a lead generation. It could be absolutely anything. But most importantly, it can be used face-to-face as a presentation. So let's get down to it. Get your pad, get your pen, and we'll get down to this. Now, as always, if you are driving, if you're walking around, if you think, oh, that's interesting, once you've listened to the end of it, you think that was actually interesting, I wish I'd written that down. The notes for this will be out on the website at marketingforowners.com/podcast/375. You can find every single challenge at that same address, but instead of podcast/375, just put /challenge. Every one. So it must be 60 odd or 70 or something by now. Loads of them. So let's start. Now, number one, let's assume you're going to write out a sales page for a presentation, or make the formula framework for a presentation or an email or a message you're going to send out to people. So number one, move away from interruptions, distractions, anything like that. Get out of the office, get away from home, go to Starbucks, go down the beach. You don't need the internet for this. You can write this. You can write this down on a pad. You can write it on an iPad, on your laptop. You don't need to be connected. Go somewhere quiet. If necessary, stick some earphones in, headphones on. But if so, don't listen to music with words, because that will interrupt you. Just avoid. You need quiet. Number two, attention. Now, attention is in effect the headline and the lead paragraph, also known as a lead in sales copywriting. Quite obviously, the headline, the email, the subject line, or something like that has to grab the attention. So in a tabloid newspaper, that massive headline on the front, on a magazine, when they're looking on the magazine racks, that big headline, that big picture, something needs to grab someone's attention in the first place, otherwise they're not interested. So if you're setting up an appointment to go to see someone, it has to have, they don't want to hear that you're going to come along and do a presentation of you. There has to be something in it for them, something they are going to learn how to something or other. You've got to get attention. Once they get past that headline, you don't want to make it what's called clickbait, so you're making people click and go to, when you go on an ad in Facebook and you go to one of those super duper headlines, or it's an image of a pretty girl and it says all the photographs the models didn't know the photographer captured, and you go to them and they're completely different to what you expect. It's called clickbait. So Not very nice. So make sure that once you've got their attention in the headline, you then keep their attention in the first paragraph or so. So keep them interested. Okay? So because otherwise, if it doesn't match what the headline said or the introduction said, they're off. They think, eh. Number 3, interest. Now, here, so you've got their attention, now you're working on the interest. Here is where you're going to list out the facts to show where they are now, their current position, and how this that you're going to talk about will benefit them. So every fact that you list is going to be in a way that benefits them. I saw somebody do a good example of this where they explained about, instead of commuting to work, how about getting a helicopter to work? Obviously they'd be talking to wealthy people, but one of these, say, would be cut 30% off of journey time off and get to your desk quicker. So the get to your desk quicker. It doesn't say a helicopter is 30% faster. It puts it in your point of view, that kind of thing. So remember, list out the things to get their interest. Give those astonishing facts that make it sound interesting to them as an individual. They're not interested what anyone else thinks in the world. They're just interested in how it will affect them. And remember, if they are for a company, if you're doing a face-to-face presentation for a company, you're still selling to an individual person. They may be representing a company, so you can put it in words that affect the company, but you're still talking to an individual person. There is no real B2B, B2C. It's actually, you sell to one person at a time. Okay. Number 4, desire. Ooh, the meaty bit. Now here is where you build up that you've got their attention. You've got their interest. You've piqued their interest. Now you want their desire. Okay, they need to want this. So you're going to explain how valuable their time is. Obviously, this will vary depending on what you're presenting. How valuable their time is. How wonderful they are. How wonderful they are at doing whatever they currently do, that this will improve. What they are missing by not having this, what they're lacking, and how it would look, or how they would look, once they do have this, and how envious their friends and their colleagues would be, and how it would put them at an advantage because the others they know won't have it, etc., etc. Tempt them. Now you can think of, if you're a gentleman, it is quite easy to think of a beautiful, temptress lady, right? Everything that goes through your mind, it invokes desire, and that's why you then fancy her. You're not going to get anywhere, but imagine if you could get that across in words in selling your product or your service. And yes, you can. You really, really can. Number 5, action. This is, to be honest, where most people fall down. Generally, everyone can talk up a storm about their product, their service, but in my experience, and I remember I used to train people as door-to-door salespeople from scratch, and I worked with others. Some of my colleagues would talk someone to death until they gave in and bought it. And that could take forever. But they just hoped that eventually they would do it, because they were too scared to ask for the sale, because they thought, what happens if the person says no? Then it's all done, it's all wasted. But you must tell them what you want them to do. And of course, this isn't always a sale. This might be to sign up to opt to go to an event, to register for something, for a course, to get a free book, to who knows, to attend a teleseminar, webinar. It could be to buy something, but whatever you need them to do, you need to tell them right now when to do it, what to do and when to do it. So register now, order before, buy with it. within 24 hours, or buy now, add to cart, something like that. You need to tell them, because if you don't do that, then they're not going to do it. And you can add time limits, you can add scarcity. So if you're talking face to face, you say, you need to register now because there's only 20 places, and we need to know every person that's coming, so that we can, if someone's not coming, we can let someone else get in off the waiting list, etc. And don't, by the way, don't lie with any of this. Don't tell fibs. Be truthful. Never necessary to lie at all. Be truthful. Be confident in your product. Number 6, final one. Do it. It's not actually part of the AIDA thing. Just do it. Put this into action. Do it. Do it. Apply it. Try it. If you do a sales presentation to anyone, write down the kind of things you say, the framework, and now alter it to this formula. Won't take you long. Try it. It will improve. It will get you consistency. It will get you more sales. It will make your life more enjoyable, and it will make you more profit. Why wouldn't you? Go grab your pen, your pad, pick a time over the sunny weekend, and get those headphones on, quiet corner of the garden, give it a go. Have a good weekend anyway. I'll be back on Monday.